Hard to, man, with the calls that Shai gets. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to shut him down. You can't touch him at any time of the game. So it's super hard to beat. That team is a good team, especially when you get calls like that. So it's hard.
YouTube, what's going on? WittyP coming back with another one. Let's get it. We're going to talk some hoops today. We're going to talk Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Anthony Edwards. Yes, the player rivalry that the NBA needs, in my opinion. And OKC and Minnesota, they 1-2 right now in the West, 32-13. Both of these teams stand. Just last week, Anthony Edwards say, you can't guard Shai, man. You can't touch him. Anytime you touch him, it's a foul, you know. These two young guards. Shai's 25 years old. Anthony Edwards only 22 years old. We're high on Anthony Edwards. A lot of people feel like he's next up. But we can't forget about Shai. Shai is up. People want to talk about Anthony Edwards is next up. Shai is up. And it's the player rivalry that the NBA needs. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, MVP candidate. And I love comparing players, you know, but we have to pump the brakes on this Anthony Edwards, Michael Jordan. Anthony Edwards is explosive as hell. Don't get me wrong. He's explosive, but we got to stop. I see more Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander than I do in Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards still, in my opinion, rely on athleticism, explosive. You know, he's still not as smooth and as efficient as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can get to his spots. You know, the mid-range, the elbow, the fadeaways, the post-up game. That's Kobe and Jordan. That's what Shai do. You know, he got a great turnaround game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he get to a spot, he turn over either shoulder. You know, I see, you know, Anthony Edwards, he can leap, he can, you know, glide like MJ, things like that. But as far as that polished game, Shai played like that late 90s Jordan, you know, when they were on their second three-peat. You know, where he get to the elbow, get to his spots, back to the basket, baseline. I did a comparison, you know, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Check that video out. But I see more, you know, Jordan and Kobe and Shai than I do Anthony Edwards. Athleticism-wise, yeah, I see Jordan and, you know, Anthony Edwards. But we got to pump the brakes on these, you know, Jordan comparisons with Anthony Edwards. He's a great athlete, great player, you know, can score from anywhere on the court, but he's just not as polished and as efficient and smooth as Shai. Let's just be real. Shai, you know, guard shooting over 50% from the field. Let's be real. Come on now, let's talk real ball. Both of these guys, they can play defense. I like Anthony Edwards is slightly better on defense, even though Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he will get the steals, but Anthony Edwards, he can guard 1 through 3. You know, he can guard small forwards if you need him to, because he's a, you know, big, thick guy, Anthony Edwards. So I like him slightly better on defense, but offensively, Shai has it. You know, they can both get to the rack. Anthony Edwards just might dunk on the guy. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander get the same amount of points, just a layup or, you know, a pull-up. That's what I love about Shai game. You see Kyrie Irving he's art on the court. Kyrie Irving, so many dribbles, you know, the tweens. He does so much to score a basket, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the complete opposite. He just get to a spot. He may make a move here, but no defender is near him to contest his shots. Like, they're like polar opposites, Kyrie Irving and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because Kyrie may take 10 dribbles to get his shot up, and Shai can take 3 dribbles and get the same amount of points. And I'm not hating on Kyrie. Kyrie, one of my favorite players, but it's just always great when you can see 2 ways you can do something. Like, you can make it look hard, and Kyrie doesn't make it look, he makes it look hard in our eyes, but it's easy to him. But Shai, he just make it look smooth and easy, like just basic moves. You know, just basic moves, but they're not basic because he works on his handles and, you know, his pull-up and things like that. So if it was basic, everyone could do it. But this is the player rivalry that the NBA needs. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, 2 guys that's competitive. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander said, they talk about my post-game, not my post-game. Not what I'm talking about after the game, what I do during the game. That was his clap back to Anthony Edwards. You know, Anthony Edwards said, you can't touch Shai, man. It's hard. But he gave him props to say it's a good team. But it's the NBA rivalry that the league needs. Player rivalry that the league needs. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards. You know, 2 of my favorite players. You know, I was watching these guys over the summer. the, FIBA play, Canada, USA. So guys, let me know what you think. Is this a player rivalry that we'll see down the line? These two teams, playing each other late in the Western Conference playoffs. Minnesota versus OKC. They both 32-13 right now. But we're going to talk some hoops. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Anthony Edwards, Shai up for MVP along with, Embiid, Joker, Giannis, guys like that. Shai up there. But let me know what y'all think. Comment, like, subscribe us. We can help share the video. If it's entertaining, hit that cash. You can't check me